I have two babies.
Yours? Oh,
Two babies, not mine.
Ah.
No, two babies named after me.
Really? Because
Asasila Mary and Asasila Johnson.
you were like a missionary in that
I'm
place.
like a missionary. And
That's
by the
awesome.
time I left,
Hmm.
the locals came to help me pack. And when it was time for leaving and the car was just hooting, they're like, please, can we change the decision? They had to call the MS. Oh my God, it was so
I know,
emotional.
I know.
Can we stay? If you can't fund this young man, can we collect funds within ourselves? But of course, it was already late because I had other things to
Once
pursue.
again, we are at the post-internship dinner, and joining us is Ignatius, Dr. Ignatius.
Yes, please.
Congratulations upon finishing internship.
Thank you.
Yes, I know you studied from Makere,
Okay.
and you are posted in a rural setting. So how was your experience? I know you've spent a lot of time in town, and now you had to go to a rural place. So how was that experience?
I must say it is a very fulfilling experience.
Mm.
Maybe just take you back a little bit.
Mm.
When you're in medical school,
Mm.
there are some experiences which you hear about,
Mm.
internship, even life after internship as a medical officer.
Mm.
And in most cases, those who have studied from urban cities like
Mm.
in Makere,
Mm.
you think staying around Kampala is, all rosy
Mm.
and it's the bread and butter.
Mm.
But I was lucky that while in Makere Medical School,
Mm.
we have a community program called
Mm.
COBAS,
Cobas, yes.
where we are posted during our medical school
Mm.
stay to
Mm.
have a feel of the community challenges
Mm.
and prepare ourselves as we transit to become doctors, to become nurses,
Mm.
to become different health professionals. And for
Mm.
me, I think that COBAS program
Mm.
is a blessing in disguise.
Wow, it sort of oriented you
It
to give you.
orients you
Mm.
ahead of what you're going to meet in real life.
Okay.
So I did my cobas from a Lolo setting.
Mm.
So it was not a new experience for me. I'm from a very Lolo
Mm.
background.
Mm.
So for me, it was just like home.
Mm.
But it also came as a shock a
Mm.
little bit
Mm.
because, the list came and just a few days they want you at the site. I was
Mm.
posted at Buera Hospital.
Buera.
Buera,
I don't know which direction
that
it
is in
is.
Kasese,
Oh, yeah,
Kasese
they
district.
wanted.
And for those who don't know, Buera is on the border between Uganda and the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Mm.
And the first time I remember hearing of it is when I was posted there.
For real.
And I ran on Google and I had to ask Buera
Mm.
Hospital. And
Mm.
what was coming around Buera as a town where ADF rebels,
Mm.
insecurities,
Mm.
killings. That's just about 1 month after children
Mm.
had just been killed
Mm.
from a school and many others taken as captives. We were
Mm.
scared.
I
Personally, I
know.
almost said, I am not going to do this internship.
Mm. And so, how did you get this resilience, this strength to go and attack it?
I talked to my parents. They were very
Mm.
supportive
Mm.
of the idea.
Mm.
But also, I'm someone who believes that when God takes you to a place, He doesn't take you to a place because you won't manage.
Mm.
He doesn't give you a load that you cannot manage. So I
Mm.
gathered the energy. Makere had prepared me enough,
Mm.
much as yes, it's in a city setting, that kind of skill and education they give a
Mm.
Makere graduate
Mm.
is to be open minded and embrace
Mm.
life and nature
Mm.
the way it comes.
Wow.
So my first time in Buera was a bit scary. Warrant would be in our houses by 6 p.m.
Mm.
No
Imagine.
nightlife.
Imagine. Mm.
For the first 3 months, there was
Mm.
no nightlife.
Mm.
We were scared, and when we reached there, this now happened. It was so scary.
Mm.
3 months into internship,
Mm.
there is another attack, just a few meters from the
Oh,
hospital.
wow. Actually, I heard about that.
It was scary. People
Mm.
died.
Mm.
Then a second attack in the same week of
Mm.
some tourists in Elizabeth National Park. We
Mm.
almost ran away from the site.
I can imagine.
But I thank the administration of Buera Hospital. They were really very supportive of
Mm.
our emotional um,
Mm.
responsibility as well.
Mm.
So by the time I finished my first rotation, 6 months, many people were like, after 6 months, we have to run away from this place. My friends were like, what are you still doing in
Mm.
Buera? You
Mm.
man, you want to
Mm.
first die. But I
Mm.
can tell you, I had a very fulfilling experience. Life as an intern doctor, as an intern nurse, outside an urban setting is very fulfilling if you go
Mm.
open minded, ready to learn. We did so many surgical procedures. Many people think it's only the surgical procedures that are best done in urban rural settings, but even in the medical conditions. I had a full medical ward of over 80 admissions every single day. And we had major ward runs, we had CMEs, we had joint CMEs with sister clubs. So for me, it was a very fulfilling experience. I actually had to write an article about
Actually, I
my.
read your article and I was like, what?
Yes. I had to write an article and inform people
Mm.
that it's not as bad. And I want to actually urge medical students, if you're still in medical school,
Mm.
I know the time around internship is coming out, everyone is scared, people are praying rosaries and I don't know how many.
Mm.
Just keep calm. If they post you in Lira, if they post you
Wherever
in
they post
Kabale,
you.
if they post you in Kabila Maido,
Mm.
go.
Mm.
And don't even give it a second thought. Go.
Mm.
And when you reach there, don't even start lamenting. Oh my, no.
Mm.
Gather yourself in one day, pick up yourself, improve systems there. Because our universities have taught us not to just be clinical physicians, but also leaders, global health leaders,
Yes.
health system strengthening. When I first went to in my pediatrics rotation, I realized there was a lot of sickle cell. With my friends, we mobilized and started up the first sickle cell clinic in the entire region.
Wow.
Right now, I can tell you the sickle cell clinic sees over 60 babies every week.
Wow.
The admissions have reduced. We went to
Awesome.
Obsgain. We found the maternal perinatal mortalities were high. Maternal mortalities were not very high, but of course, you know the outcome of perinatal deaths usually starts from labor. We said, what more can we do? I was personally disturbed waking up every night to do scissors. I want to enjoy my sleep for previous scars in labor. In my heart, I'm like, why should a woman who has had 4 cesarean sections and she knows that I have been scissored 4 times, wait for labor at 2 a.m. and come to wake a doctor because she's in labor? But of course, I can't blame her because there are so many challenges surrounding our healthcare system. So we said, let's give birth to another important idea called the EDD register.
What's
That is an expected date of delivery register, moving together with a high risk pregnancy clinic.
I can imagine.
As interns, we're the first ones to see high risk pregnancy patients, mothers, previous scars, multiple pregnancies, PGs which who are very young, those with maybe a history of high blood pressure in the previous pregnancies. We saw them for the first 2 months until the system picked it up. And as we left a running high risk pregnancy clinic, and we are proud about it.
Awesome.
Those are initiatives which an intern can do in his small space. You don't need to first get funding for you to push these things.
You just need to think through
you just
the
need
problem,
to think the
about
challenges
a possible
surrounding.
solution. Yeah.
But also as another blessing, which personally I found, where being on the border, there is a lot of business.
I can see a businessman here.
I learned what trans-border businesses look like, how people who never went to school are actually thriving. When I first reached in border, they told me that if you want to see the newest number plates in Uganda, visit Bwera.
Are you for real?
People are damn rich. Yeah. My God. Coffee, cocoa, fish, cattle, gold.
Gold. Yeah, I've heard about gold.
So these and so many other experiences for me were very fulfilling, and the epitome of it all, I have 2 babies.
Yes!
2 babies, not mine. No, 2 babies named after me.
Really?
Asasila Mary and Asasila Johnson.
You know, you were like a missionary in that place.
I'm like a missionary. And you know, by the time I left, the locals came to help me pack. And when it was time for leaving and the car was just hooting, they're like, please, can we change the decision? They had to call the MS. Oh my God, it was so emotional.
I know.
Can we stay? If you can't fund this young man, can we collect funds within ourselves? But of course, it was already late because I had other things to pursue. But I must say that working in a rural hospital gives you the reality of the challenges that are affecting Ugandans. I'm not saying those in urban hospitals don't face them. Mulago, for example, is a national referral. Of course, it receives so many patients, and I expect them to see as many conditions as I have seen. But also working at a lower health facility gives you an experience, a global health experience, which you'll need 100 years from, okay, 50 years from today. As a physician, as a public health specialist, I can tell you by the time I finished internship in Buera, whew, I felt like
Eh,
this is the best thing that has ever happened to me in my
wow,
adult life.
wow, awesome.
Yeah, so it was a very fulfilling experience.
Ignatius, as go out of here, what next after internship for you?
Personally, I already have two admission letters
True.
for
I
two
think,
different masters,
are you for real?
but I'm not going to pursue any because I realized that I was taking my life too fast. I needed to first pause a little bit and allow myself to experience life as a medical officer. Even if it is 1 year or 2 years, I realized that that experience, whether in a hospital, in a health center for, in a regional referral, is enormous, and it will help you whichever path you take. Whether as public health specialist, as an emergency physician, I'm interested in emergency medicine. Whether as an obs gyne, that experience will help you have your own practice. One challenge I've met, and I'll mention this because it's growing. There is a tendency of us young people wanting to take up these master's specialties
Very
immediately.
fast, yes, yes.
And it's good. I mean, when I was in medical school, I was looting for, I finished my internship. I don't want to ever be a medical officer. But I met Professor Pius Okong. I think you've been knowing him. He's a chairperson,
Yes.
Health Service Commission, in a dinner somewhere. And we were chatting casually and asked him, what do you make of people,
Rushing
transiting
to, yeah,
immediately?
yeah,
He said, I'm telling you, as someone who chairs the Health Service Commission, it is detrimental. I'm telling you, as my friend, as my son, if you can, please don't. Why do the older professors and older doctors think it's not good? You see, when you mastering means you have thought about everything and you feel you are now narrowing your experience into this one profession. But now, what experience do I have?
When you've
Because as
not
an intern,
experienced
I'm under
anything.
supervision. I cannot make certain decisions by myself. I cannot have my own health practice as Ignatius. So what is going to happen is that I'm going to come for MMed, which is okay. I'll meet you, Dr. Sechanzi, doing internal medicine, and I will admire your practice. I will start writing your prescriptions.
I get you.
I will start mimicking Sechanzi. I will not be Ignatius. Last week I was in this week actually. I've been in a medical camp hosted by the minister, Dr. Jen Luther Cheng. And because of the experience in obs gyne which I had, I was in the seeing the gyne patients. I was so confident when I was writing these prescriptions. I own them because I have P drugs which have worked for my patients as Ignatius. So imagine I did it for at least 1 more or 2 more years. So for me, I feel we shouldn't be on a rush. We're not going anywhere. Medicine is here. The master's programs are not going anywhere. The universities are there. The patients are there. Let's take our time. I may not even be doing the true masters of my liking. Maybe I'm too fast to make a
Maybe too
decision,
rushed.
and then along the way I say, but wait, was it the right decision? Maybe if I had been patient enough, I would explore other areas as well. Maybe microbiology or molecular biology or
Who knows?
who knows, artificial intelligence in medicine. So it was a pleasure talking to you. And my last take-home messages for anyone who is listening to this is one: be who you say you are. Be you.
Be yourself.
When you reach out there, don't please don't pick money from patients. It's very dangerous. They will not tell you. They will tell us as our teachers. But for us, we may say, no, this guy is. But truthfully, the money you get from those patients will never bless you. Be as empathetic to these patients as you can. And the life outside internship, I know people are scared. Personally, I don't have a job right now, but I'm not
They're
scared.
going to come.
It's going to come. Because you see, we're talking about 46 million Ugandans. Who is going to treat them? I
Definitely
have
starts.
acquired the skills, the experience, the knowledge, and most importantly, the leadership, which can take me anywhere in the public service, in the private service. For me, I'm just resting for 1 month, actually. I'm not doing anything in this 1 month. I want to take off time and be me. Invest in myself, reprogram myself. Internship has been a whole tight package. After resting, I'll pick on.
It's a pleasure, Ignatius.
The
Thank you very
pleasure is
much for
mine.
sharing with us. I'm sure you've inspired quite a number.
Thank you.
And we wish you a beautiful dinner tonight.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for hosting us.
Yes.
Pleasure.
All right.